Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode from the Hermitcraft server. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I am having a fantastic day, and I have to admit, I am feeling super inspired right now. So, this industrial district is coming together so well. I spoke with Exuma, and I think I may have mentioned this last episode, which we will actually talk about very briefly in this episode as well. But I think I mentioned last episode briefly that Exuma was good with this idea of the retaining wall. But here's what I love about playing on a server like Hermitcraft, and this is why I love the concept of Season 6. So I ran this retaining wall and series of different platforms idea by Exuma. He said, yeah, it's a great idea. So then, I think it was during a live stream, he decided, let's start working on the block palette and for what the ground is going to look like, the roads and the pavement, right? And he came up with this kind of an idea here where it was something like this with the cobble and the gravel, path blocks, a couple of buttons, some waterlogged stairs, you know, things like that. And then maybe in the less traveled areas that wouldn't necessarily be paved, more of a dirty mix with like some podzol and coarse dirt and brown concrete powder. So essentially what this is becoming is this kind of like ping pong game where Exuma and I are bouncing ideas off of each other, and the whole area is kind of evolving around that. It's such a cool feeling. You know, that's something that you don't get in a single player world. You don't bounce ideas off of yourself and get suggestions and collaborate to kind of, you know, make this happen. And this isn't something where we didn't like jump into I think that slab needs to go. We didn't like jump into a Discord call and talk about this. It's just, I did a thing and now he's doing a thing. And now I'm going to take this idea and work on that. And, you know, it's this wonderful kind of collaborative project that we're both working on, and that ultimately the whole server will eventually be working on, because this is evolving into essentially what the industrial district is going to look like. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's so cool and it's so inspiring, and this is why this is a perfect example of why I've said a couple times in Hermitcraft Season 6 that Season 6 has the potential to be the best Hermitcraft season yet. And I did, and that's not something that I say just because. Like, I genuinely believe that. And it's because of stuff like this, where I come up with an idea, and then someone else comes up with an idea and implements that, and then I build on this concept, and we essentially are building this whole thing together. I love it. But anyway, I do want to talk very briefly about last episode, because last episode was a talky episode where I kind of talked about some content ID and copyright problems that I'd been having from using an artist's, using Josh Woodward's music. And he's the artist where like all that acoustic folky music comes from. You may have noticed, it's back. The music has returned. Thankfully, Josh Woodward was able to make some things happen. Apparently he's like he has like partial access to it. I don't know. He left a comment on the last video. Josh Woodward himself left a comment in the last video, which I pinned, which explains it better than I can. But basically, it is resolved, hopefully, forever. Hopefully, I will never again have a copyright claim on any of my videos for using Josh Woodward's music. That's what we're hoping, anyway. He has me on some sort of like a whitelist, but he's only allowed to whitelist so many people at a time. Compass, the company that's doing this, is actually a governmental company. It's like part of the Singaporean government or something like. It's this complicated nonsense. But anyway, long story short, I am once again good to use Josh Woodward music in my videos. At least that's the hope. Hopefully, you know, well, if that's not the case, you'll see me complaining about it in the next episode of Hermitcraft. Let's just put it that way. But anyway, however, with all of that said, even though I'm good to use Josh Woodward music, I think maybe this was kind of the kick in the pants that I needed. To finally add a bit more variety to the background music that you see in the videos. And I'm not talking about variety and style. You're not going to see, you know, dubstep music showing up suddenly in the background of my videos, but just a wider selection of songs. And I had been talking briefly about how, you know, maybe it would be a good idea to just commission an artist. I know a few artists, recording artists. And I thought maybe it would be a good idea to just go ahead and commission some music that I can use. And the more I thought about that idea, the more I liked it. So I am actually in the process right now of working with an artist. I got off the phone with him earlier today about commissioning roughly 2 hours worth of individual musical tracks that all kind of fit the theme and the atmosphere that I'm interested in creating in my videos. So I don't know when that's going to be done, but it's something I am working on at the moment. Even though I am allowed to use Josh Woodward again without copyright issues, I think it's for the best. So that's the thing I'm going to do. But I want to do a lot more work on these retaining walls and platforms, and I think it would be best to do a lot of it as a time lapse. So let's jump into it. And welcome back, guys. Hope you enjoyed that time lapse. That was about an hour and a half altogether, a little bit over that, 2 hours if you count like taking breaks and grabbing another cup of coffee and etc, etc. But we got quite a lot done. Look at this. The industrial district is finally starting to come together, I think. We've got these platforms and it's starting to kind of take shape and make sense. This will come down a little bit further. Jevon's factory over here will kind of end up on a little bit of a platform by itself. I think it's going to be really, really good. What we need to do, though, this area down here is currently a death trap because of the giant platform that I built over top of it. So I need to get in here and light this little cave bit up. Hey, come on now. You can do it. Jumping is hard. Nope. There we go. Okay, I think we're good. And then we want to spam torches over here and stuff as well. Probably one like right there. I want my bed back. I came over here earlier to attempt to fix this, and it was just too much. It was a suicide mission, my friends. It was terrible. Okay, I did make it out though. I just had to leave the bed behind. But I think we should be good now. I'll chuck another torch up there. Maybe one like here. And maybe one like right there. That should be plenty lit up to keep this going. Okay, so now that that's done, let's kind of do a little bit of a fly around, right? So, fly, please, server? There we go. So basically, we've got a couple of platforms here, right? We've got kind of this lower platform. This is, I believe, the lowest one so far anyway, right down here. And then it kind of goes to this upper platform over here, and then this like walkway. This is the top platform where the beacon and the portal is at the moment. The portal will probably get moved to somewhere else, and there'll probably be some sort of like a massive factory, or maybe even like 2 factories up here. In the back, over by Exuma's place, we've got another set of platforms, and I don't know exactly how. I'm gonna have to talk with him, and we'll have to figure this little bit right here out together, because I don't want to step on his toes and mess up his building. But I think I know how I would do the little platform here, but that's just me. Finally, in the back over here, this platform kind of sticks out over the water, right over there. I think it'd be really cool if we had a retaining wall, right, that kind of came down to maybe about here or so, and then the ground kind of like came up at like an angle, like a reverse angle, and made it look like the bottom was kind of carved out. That's a job for Scar, I think, the master terraformer of, I mean, realistically, probably the best terraformer in all of Minecraft. But yeah, this is, I think this is going to be a Scar job over here, is getting this lower landscape to kind of reach up and sort of support the retaining wall up here on top of this platform. Like, just to kind of illustrate my point a little bit better. I don't know if I'm explaining it very well, but say that like our retaining wall is up here, right? Like, so pretend that that's the, this is the retaining wall, and then going up a little bit further is this platform. So it'd be like, this is the retaining wall, and then the ground would kind of come up like this to sort of support the platform. And I think that'd be really, really cool. But anyway, as I said, that's probably a Scar job if we want it to look amazing. So yeah, it's coming along. This thing's gonna have to go. A lot of these like random extreme hills rock formations are gonna have to go away. Like this one, this bit over here. We don't want this to be completely flat. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of making these different platforms at different levels of elevation. But we also don't want like I mean, look at this. Look at this thing. What is this? Minecraft. I know Minecraft is not real world, physics or world generation, but really, like, look at this. Yeah, that's gonna have to go for sure. But I think I'm happy with our progress here in the industrial district for today. So let's move on to our next project. All right, guys, I am back. The next thing I want to do is I want to prepare the upstairs of the sugarcane factory for something extra, to do a little bit more stuff up here. I've got some plans, and I think it's going to be great, and kind of cool. I basically want to prepare the upstairs. I don't know that we're actually going to build the thing today that I want to put up here, but I do want to make a way up, and I've got kind of a cool idea for how we're going to do this, based on a trick that Doc showed in like a separate tutorial video on his channel maybe a couple weeks ago or so. It's just a really cool idea for an elevator, essentially, to get up. So let's go ahead and kind of clear all that out. There we go. And then we're going to start taking stone brick. And I'm just going to... I should really put some torches back here. Let's just do a little bit of that. Just to make sure. I don't want stuff spawning inside of this thing. That would be highly unfortunate. That should all be good. There we go. And then we'll just kind of bring all this stone brick across like so. Toss a torch down there temporarily. And we'll just go like this. There we go. And then we need to drop some torches back here as well. And maybe one like right there. And we want to make sure all that redstone is left alone. We don't want to mess with that. But there we go. I think we're good now. Now it's just a matter of filling it all in. Okay, so I've got it all filled in. Now what I need is about half a stack of sticky pistons. Thankfully, I do have enough slime balls, so I'm very grateful for that because I was a little concerned. Let's go. I don't suppose I actually have... Tell you what, we can do a mix. We'll do something like that. There we go. That'll be enough wood. And then I just need half a stack of redstone and half a stack of iron. So, redstone and iron. Lovely. Okay. So then we'll just go make me 8. Why you only say 8? Oh, because I only grabbed, I needed 2 stacks of cobblestone. You fool. Good job, self. And then I also need a stack of redstone blocks, essentially. But let's go grab that. There we go. Now I should be able to make half a stack of those. And lovely. Cool. So that's all good. Now I also need 1 piece of soul sand and a bit of kelp. And finally, a water bucket. 2 of them, in fact. 1 here and 1 over there. And actually, let's grab a magma block as well. Just 1. Okay, so here's the plan. We are going to make a way up and down using water elevators. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. But the way that Doc showed allows you to essentially do this without actually having anything holding the water in. It's pretty cool, honestly. Like, I'm super excited to try this out and see if it works. And if it doesn't, the only thing that's gonna break is a couple of torches. So if this fails miserably, then, you know, so be it. It's not the end of the world. We'll just have to replace a couple of torches. No big deal. So let's just go here. And then we want to do same thing right here. Boop, boop, and boop. Lovely. And then finally, last batch here. And we'll just kind of work our way up like that. I'm going to throw ladders on the other side. Like so that you can get up here again. So that should be easy enough. And then we need to remove all of these ladders. There we go. Take those back. Down here. I'll just throw up one of those. Down here, we're going to put soul sand. This is going to be our way up. All right. So then we take our redstone blocks. Oh, there we go. And you extend all the pistons. And I think they have to be sticky pistons. I tested it in a testing world with regular pistons and it didn't work. So there we go. We extend all of those pistons and essentially make like a little water elevator, right? That's like the whole idea. And we drop down here, and I just realized that I'm an idiot, and I made a critical mistake. Can I... We'll go there, and then put you right there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're good. So then we'll do this. I'm going to take some kelp. We'll grow that up all the way to turn this into source blocks. And then finally, we'll go soul sand. And now we should go rocketing up, just like that. Cool. So that works, but then this is where it gets really cool. So what we need to do is work our way up to here. And when we remove the redstone blocks, you'll notice the water doesn't actually flow outwards. So you get like this freestanding water column, which is super awesome. Like, look, this is so cool. I love it. And it's way more, it's way less messy than, you know, what you would have if you just went, like, with fence gates or something else that would hold the water. So that's pretty cool. I love this. And then all we need to do is go through and remove the pistons. So that's easy enough. Just get rid of them. And now we have this freestanding water elevator that doesn't have anything else around it. And it should take you up to the top, like, real quick. We're going to test it out as soon as I'm done getting rid of these pistons here. There we go. Get rid of that. Then we'll just fill her up a little bit so I can reach these. And there we go. Lovely. So let's try this thing out. If you go in, oh yeah, takes you right up. Nice and quick. That's fantastic. Awesome. So now what I need to do is I need to do the same thing on the other side, but instead of a elevator going up, we want an elevator going down. So we're going to use a magma block underneath it instead of a soul sand block, but it's going to be the exact same thing other than that. And there we go. Check it out. It's all done. So now we have our water elevator that goes up nice and easy, and our water elevator that comes down nice and easy. I love it. It's so simple, and yet it opens up a lot of really cool possibilities that I am very much in favor of. So now we've got this space up here, and we got to figure out what we want to do with it. I've got a couple of ideas. I think I do want to build probably a super smelter up here, and I'm thinking we'll kind of build it going around like this. right? That'll be kind of the basic shape of it. It'll be like a U shape that kind of wraps around the room. And then maybe back here, how much space do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So here we could maybe put 2 of the smaller smelters because they have a 4 wide footprint. So then you'd have like the super smelter over here for really big smelting jobs. And then a couple of like the little auto smelters that are very similar to the one I made over by my house for smaller jobs. I think that could work really well. And then we've got our water elevators and stuff to get up and down. So I think that's good. I don't actually have the resources at the moment to build my super smelter. I don't think I have enough iron for all the hoppers that I'm going to need. But that'll be a little bit of a caving trip, I think. Let me just check and see. How much iron do I actually have? And how many hoppers am I actually going to need? That is another question. So I have a little bit over 3 stacks of iron right now. And if we grab all of our furnaces, let's just see how many furnaces would I actually use here. And let's grab a couple stacks of cobblestone so I can make more if I need to. And I should have a crafting table in my inventory, or in my my ender chest, I should say. So let's pop over here and just see. Head up our fancy new water elevator. Boop. Just like that. Looking fantastic. And then let's see here. If we have our loading station, we probably want the loading station centered, I think, just for the sake of symmetry, because I do want this to look good as well. So say this is our loading station, and then the carts would shoot off. I mean, well, then again, I'd like to only do, I mean, I suppose we could do 2 carts, which would mean our loading station would be like this. It would be 2 sets of carts, which means then we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The loading station could be scooted back a little bit. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, this would work. This would totally work. So then, that's 16 furnaces. That's enough to get quite a lot of stuff done pretty easily. And then for each of those, for each of the 16 furnaces, I need 3 hoppers, because I need an input for coal, an input for smelting materials, and an input or an output to put them all to a chest. So yeah, this would be 16 hoppers. So 48 hoppers. So realistically, doing rough math, that's roughly 250 iron. So you're talking, yeah, that's a bit. That's like, that's not too much more iron though. That's what, like maybe another stack or 2? Probably two more stacks of iron should do it, because like 250 iron would be roughly 4 stacks. And I had what, 2.5? About 3 actually. So yeah, we'd probably be okay. We could probably go on like 1 decent little caving expedition and have everything we need to create or at least as far as the hoppers go, to make this super smelter. Sweet. Well, I was all ready to go caving and get the necessary iron and build the super smelter, but I did not realize we are out of time for this episode, guys. So we'll do that probably next time. Although I will say, I'm not going to build the whole super smelter on camera. In fact, I'm not going to build the super smelter on camera at all, because I've already built a super smelter design that I'm going to use many times. So I'm not going to do it on camera. I'll do that. I'll link the video tutorial that I made if you really want to see how it's built. But I am going to decorate it a little bit differently than I have in the past, I think. But I don't want that to be the focus of an entire episode, because it's not a design that's new. It's a design that I have used numerous times. And it's just one of those designs that's like so straightforward, and it works so well that, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, when it comes to redstone technical things, I go with what works. I'm not a redstone innovator. Sue me. But anyway, guys, I am out of time for this one. So my friends, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.